Hey, folks, and welcome back to Glenn and Adrian's Rock Talk. That's Adrian.
That's Glenn.
And today we're going to take a look at a warning clip that I didn't even know existed until yesterday, actually. And it's them performing Evolve on MTV in 2022. So that's before the Video Music Awards, which was one of the first videos we saw of them performing. It was Evolve and More at that one. But this is 2022. It looks to be July, and it looks to be outdoors in the rain. So, Adrian, any thoughts ahead before we look at this?
I'm just looking forward to seeing this.
Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at this, and we'll discuss it afterwards. You say?
All right.
A simple moment to forget. I'm not in danger of the danger. Close enough to find your way. It's not destruction, it's relief. I'm not in danger of the danger now. Show me what it means to change. Help me become something.
Lots of attitude and a big crowd. They're both important in rock and roll.
That's absolutely true. I'm not sure where that was. I was trying to figure out what the actual performance venue was, but I'm not sure. It may well have been in Hollywood somewhere. I don't think it was the Hollywood Bowl. I guess it's possible, but I don't think it was. It was dark and raining, so that made it harder to tell where they were.
Yeah.
Boy, it was pouring out. Did you see that? I also noticed that the amount of space right before the scream was shorter. They took a couple measures out. I don't remember if that's how it was on the recorded version or if they extended it out later. Because by the time they got to the VMAs the next year, it had a couple extra measures in that section. before Danny starts doing the Dick Dale part. Just before that, like she came in earlier than I expected. It also sounded a little bit more raw, like there were no backing tracks, and there may not have been any backing tracks on this.
Yeah, I thought I noticed something like that. Something about the sound of it.
Yeah, it had kind of that more raw quality. I don't even know if they were using their click track or not. It sounded great. I mean, they're excellent musicians, so that's not necessary, but it's just unusual, for us to hear that. So at the risk of spoiling for future episodes, we saw a show recently where it became clear to us that they did not have their backing tracks. They weren't working or something. And there was a slightly different sound. And it's kind of the same thing that I heard right here. Less complicated than we're used to, I guess. It sounded like the three of them rocking it out, as opposed to the three of them with maybe a couple little flourishes here and there in the backing tracks. Yeah, if anybody knows the story there, let us know. But that's just what it sounded like to my ears. I'd have to go back and listen carefully to the, to the one that happened after, and then maybe the studio recording, just to get a real sense. But yeah, something was a little different there. And it was cool. It was cool. It's like this was very good, but it's only gotten better with time, So this was on one level, and it was a good level already, Crowd seemed to like it, but it's gotten better and better. And of course now it's one of their closers, or pretty close to the closer. Expertly played as usual. They killed it. But yeah, I'd love to know a few more details there regarding, where they're backing tracks and where were they anyway. If anybody knows that, let us know. If you have other suggestions for us, leave those below. And of course, your thoughts on this. I really appreciate that. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. And if you enjoyed the presentation, please subscribe. All right. Don't forget, we have a second channel now, Modern Rock Talk, where we put all of our interviews. And so far, it's all warning. That will probably change soon, but it's always going to have a lot of warning content on it regularly, just like this channel. So please subscribe to that one. I'm trying to get to 1,000 as fast as I can so that I can justify spending loads of time over there and putting out, hopefully daily, interviews, but we shall see how it goes. Anyway, there will be a link in the end screen coming right up. So thanks so much for joining us on this, and we'll catch you on the next one. All right. Take care, folks.
See you all later.